You're Batman.
Yeah, it's weird. It's only just starting to feel a little bit real now. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I'm terrified. I mean, this is the first time we've got a non-friends and family audience seeing it, and so yeah, I'm still terrified. I've been terrified for years.
Is this the biggest job you've had? Do you think?
Yeah, and also I'm glad I'm older. When I was younger, I don't think I would have been able to handle the pressure of it, but now it's just been really, really fun, a really, really incredible ride.
You're at this special screening showing UK audiences, as you said. How are you feeling about people seeing it that aren't your loved ones?
I'm going to be spending a long night on Twitter. A long, terrifying night. But no, I'm so proud of the movie, and I think it's so fun, and it feels really unique and different, and yeah, I really hope people like it.
When you first put that outfit on, well, how did you feel? Was it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, I mean, you first put it on and you're like, it's so well designed, the suit, and I tried it on piece by piece, like over about a month, and when the final thing was there, I mean, you just end up you immediately want to like start punching the mirror you're looking at and stuff. It feels 100 times tougher. From the screen test, it was so obvious it should be her. I mean, even when you think about it, you can see a photo of her and be like, I mean, that's Catwoman. It's obvious. And she lived up to and beyond any expectation I had of her.
Well, enjoy every minute of this.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Thank you.
You are bringing this film to UK screens. Tell me what's going through your head right now.
Well, it's amazing. You know, we shot the film here, so it's a perfect place to open the film, and everyone on the crew worked so hard. A lot of them are here tonight, so I'm very happy to share this moment with them.
How did you feel when you first put that Catwoman suit on? Was there a little moment to see yourself in front of the mirror?
Yes, of course. And every moment I saw Rob, and every time I saw the word Gotham on anything, you got to pinch yourself. It's a dream come true.
What's the coolest thing about being in a Batman movie?
Being Catwoman in a Batman movie.
Has your love for cats kind of skyrocketed now, or?
I mean, I've always identified with cats. I'm more of a dog person because they're easier to deal with, but I am a cat myself in terms of my personality, so I respect them.
Perfect. And Robert is our very own Brit. What was he like? Was he just wonderful being on set with?
Oh, Rob's amazing. He's such a kind person. He's such an amazing actor. I think he makes such strong and brave and bold choices, and he's also just a fun human being. And it's sometimes hard to find that combination of someone who's so light and funny and also so good at what they do. So it's just a delight.
And when you watch this film back, was it everything you wanted it to be? Were you exactly what you wanted to be?
You know, I'm always going to be hard on myself, but in terms of the film, Matt really accomplished exactly what he set out to do, and that's very rare to see. So I'm really impressed by Matt's
We see you on a motorbike, but did you get to sit in the Batmobile?
I did not. I had no scenes in it. Hopefully next time.
Paul, hello. Welcome to London. You're looking very smart.
Oh, thanks.
This is fantastic. You're showing UK audiences the first screening of this movie. Sum up how you're feeling right now.
I'm so happy we are finally at the first screening of this film. The fans are so passionate around Batman, and I love our film, so I can't wait to share it tonight.
When you saw yourself back, could you believe it?
When I saw what?
Yourself on screen.
I mean, it's quite a character. But I love the film, I love the script, I love the people I worked with, and yeah, there's some moments that I'm excited for people to see.
Tell us about your version of the Riddler. It's not like anything else we've seen before, is it?
No, and that starts with Matt Reeves, who came at this with a singular point of view and wanted us to eke out every bit of personal, emotional, psychological depth that we could, and he allowed us to really go to work and do our jobs.
Your character is just so full on. Were you quite exhausted?
Yes, yeah, I would say a little bit like maybe an athlete. To get to that temperature does take a good bit of work, and then once you're there, you kind of have to sustain the pitch. So, yeah.
Lots of lavender baths at night time and chilled out stuff?
Golly, I probably should have taken more of those, but yeah.
And let's talk about going up against our very own Robert Pattinson. What is the guy like?
He's great. He's my Batman. You know, and he's, as you will see in the film, a really important part of my performance. So I thought a lot about Rob and his Batman, and I loved working with him.
Is this a new bromance? You're now really good friends?
Oh, the bromance is in the film.
Just sum up how you're feeling.
In some ways, it's great to be back for our home, in a sense, because we filmed here over a long period of time. So I'm really excited to begin now to share the film with these insanely passionate fans, and to share it, you know, with one of the first screenings here in London.
You've been in some cool stuff, but what was the coolest thing about being in a Batman movie?
Oh gosh, the coolest thing about being in a Batman movie is, I don't know. I think it really, not to be clever about it, but I think it's the fans' passion for this thing. I mean, it's really. I've been in some big franchises. There's nothing like the intensity of interest that we find with this movie. This begins in 1939 with the first comic book, so there's 80 years of momentum behind it. It's like at the center of American pop culture for a reason. There's just something about this series, this character, and these characters around the Batman that are really enthralling for people, and they take it very personally. You know, they're like, "Don't mess with my stuff." So you know, it's really cool, and I think we honored the history. And I think in doing that, we'll honor that passion that the fans have for it.
So you a Batman geek now? Are you more of a enthusiast?
Oh man, when I was a kid, I was crazy about Batman, but that was through the TV series with Adam West. You know, it came out in the late '60s. You know, I'm a kid, 8, 9 years old, early '70s, and I'm all over that.
Do you have a moment in the film that really stood out to you that you thought, this is really cool right now?
Well, there's several moments. I think the Gotham that is created in our film has never really been seen before. It's been seen, I think, to some extent in the comics, but Matt Reeves, our director, oversaw the creation of this world that's so rich and so beautifully shot and so dense, and it's a once beautiful city that's decayed, and they capture it so wonderfully. It adds so much light. It's almost like a character. Gotham, the city, is a character in the movie, and it gives so much depth to what we do as actors. I can't wait for fans to see it. You watch the film and you kind of just want to stay there and explore for a while if it's possible. It's really, and James Chinlin, our production designer, absolute genius. Really, it's just stunning work.
Did you get the chance to sit in the Batmobile?
You know. Listen, the Batmobile is cool, but have you seen the Ford Prowler that Gordon drives? Huh? I mean, that thing is something.
Finally, Robert Pattinson, how special is he?
Sorry?
Robert Pattinson, how special is he?
Oh, wonderful actor, and he is so nuanced in this. There's a strength to his Batman, but then there's also this kind of conflict of emotions to his Bruce Wayne, and it's really a layered performance that's going to bring the Batman into the present day in a fantastic way.
Is this surreal right now?
It's kind of surreal, but it's kind of surreal Batman finally coming to the screen after 5 years since Matt Reeves started writing it and since we first started talking about it. So yeah, I can't wait for everybody to see it because he's made an amazing movie.
4 words for you, you're in Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that just a mad call that you got when you first found out?
Well, it was interesting because we were in the post-production phase of War for the Planet of the Apes when he found out that he was more than likely going to be making a Batman film. So he asked me if I'd come on board, and I would do anything to work with Matt. He's such a genius director, and so to play Alfred was I grew up watching the Batman TV series, so it was thrilling to be honest.
What about working alongside fellow Brits, Robert Pattinson?
Incredible. I mean, I don't really work with anybody else in this movie apart from he, and I've always admired him. I think he's the most kind of extraordinarily versatile, talented, deep-thinking, really intelligent choices in everything he does. And since Twilight, all the independent films he's made, and watching him transform in those roles. And then when Matt said he was going to be cast as the Batman, I just was like, yeah, come on, bro.
And do you get brownie points for being in this from the family, from the kids?
100%. 100%. Yeah. They're all very excited. So I've got some of my family here tonight, but some of them can't be here, but they're coming to the New York premiere instead. So.
And just finally, the most special thing about being in this movie, Andy?
I think it's being reunited with Matt Reeves and Dylan Clark, who produced all of the Apes movies, and working with Rob and such a great cast: Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, John Turturro. What's not to like, basically, and Zoe Kravitz. I mean, incredible actors.
Wow, what a moment, what a journey. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's super exciting. It's very satisfying. I mean, we spent 5 years making it, and we got to shoot here, and I've been away for a while putting the movie together. Just to come back, it feels like a homecoming. I mean, London became a really special place for us. First of all, it's super exciting, but it's also super terrifying because the movies are great movies, so we wanted to make sure that we were going to do something that would fulfill people's expectations for the Batman, but also exceed them and surprise them in ways, and I hope that we've done it. It's exciting. I think Rob is just an incredible actor, and I started writing the script actually for him at a certain point because I saw him in a movie called Good Time by the Safdie brothers, and he's so cool in that movie, so intense, and I thought, well, that really seems like a young Batman, and I really do think he was the perfect choice. Well, that was the thing, is that I wrote the movie for him without knowing if he'd ever want to do it, and it turned out that he's as big a Batman fan as I am, and so I was super excited. Yeah, it worked out. Well, same thing. I mean, I had been following her work. I was really interested in her, but then I met her, and we really kind of connected about the characters, and I thought, wow, she's super thoughtful. And then we did a screen test with Rob and Zoe together, and immediately, it was one of those things that was undeniable. You put the camera on them, you're like, oh, there's something very, very cool here. So it was a great experience. Well, that's the other thing, though. But Rob is a chameleon. I have to say, I've never met anyone. He doesn't have a dialect coach. Like, I've never met anyone who can inhabit so many different characters, so many different accents and dialects. So, yes, Batman is a Brit, so yet another one, but I gotta say, he feels very, very American in this movie. Well, the thing is that obviously we wanted to make sure that we're fulfilling all the things that people come to expect from the Batman movie. So you get the Batmobile chase and the excitement and all of the spectacle, but this one leans into the world's greatest detective mode of the story, and so there's all these other tones too. The movie's a horror movie, the movie is a thriller, a psychological horror movie. It's got a lot of exciting tones, and it really is a very, very different feeling Batman. I'm excited to share it with the world.
5 years later, you're finally showing it to a UK audience. Sum up how you feel right now.
I just said I feel giddy with excitement. There's both an excitement and a terror when you go to make this Batman movie because of the legacy of 80 years and these brilliant directors that have come before us, Zack Snyder, Chris Nolan. You just want to be the most ambitious you can possibly be with a movie, and now here we are showing real people, and it's terrifying.
Is the childhood Dylan going mad right now?
The childhood Dylan that wore the costume that Shelley Clark made for him is feeling quite tingly.
Your Batman senses are going.
Everybody had a Batman costume at one point, but I had several.
Talk to me about how special Zoe and Rob are together.
They're incredible actors, but they have this a real chemistry, a real heat between them. They're friends in real life, but they're just such quality actors, and they brought something that was supercharged because obviously you know that these characters together, Bruce and Selina, Batman and Catwoman, they're not aligned, so they aren't going to ultimately be together, but they sure want to be. And they just brought this charge that I think people will really like.
The locations are quite something on this movie. Do you have a favourite place that you went to?
Central London is one of my, London in particular is one of my favorite cities, but being in Liverpool was very special because I had never been there or shot there. So being in Liverpool in that central square was something I'll never forget.
You belt out some Beatles songs, obviously.
I tried, but I have the worst Liverpoolian accent, and my driver, Paul, would just tell me to shut up, but I did my best.
What about this film compared to other Batman films? What is so different, so special?
I think we went to a year two for that special, different way into the story. You'd never seen Batman quite trying to figure out how to be Batman, and it was really interesting to see Robert grappling with what it meant to be this vigilante doing this thing that ultimately has to really kind of discover what his family legacy means. So I think finding that way in that Matt found was the thing that made it original.
Did you get a chance to sit in the Batmobile?
I never did.